Hey YouTube, it's your favorite mega church cult survivor, Leah Lauder, and I'm live on TikTok and I'm also live on Instagram. And for those of you that don't know, I was in what I thought was a church for 18 years and it turned out to be a whole cult. And since then, I've been online and I've been exposing them and the tactics and the characteristics that they do up. I want to say right now that this is a really good time for us to expose the church cults and be vocal. Like, as they're out, like, doing all of this fake, like, evangelism that they do up. There's someone that's come on that I will call, but I've just had, it's been absolutely nuts in my life. Anyway, to cut a long story short, it's been very triggering because we've seen a lot of the Charis church cult people, them, especially being out and about. Hey, YouTube, welcome. And I know it's been, oh, hey, girl. You all right, baby? Yeah, I've been on here regular, man. But it's good to see you, my love. I'm just talking about the radicalization of young people. And do you know what? I've had enough. Do you know the steps thing? I think it's triggering for me. So just quickly to give you a synopsis, if you're just coming on. I was in a church cult for 18 years and now I expose CCs. But that's what I call them, church cult CCs. And then there's like an influencer. He's got a couple mil followers and he goes to Charis cult. And it's just been really sad to just see him get stripped of his personality. I think because it's so high profile and, like with the internet, you can see everything. Like in my day, we didn't have social media like how we had it now. And there's so many people who have been really influenced. TikTok, can we like up the live? Yeah. Because if the live's not getting liked, I'll just stay on YouTube and Insta because then that means there's more trolls. Can you like up the live if you're on here to listen? Yeah. So RS Kaide Wume, he's a pastor in First Love. Hey, Christ First. And then in Charis, they've got steps, and he was like doing up a similar like comedy skits type of thing. And now it's just very radical content, very extreme. It's very Charis. They have very conflicting views. It's very much like us versus them. Do you know what? I think I'm gonna come off TikTok because I don't want to risk my account, and I just feel like there's more trolls because no one's liking up the live. YouTube, give me a sec. Survivors, if you're on the TikTok live, can I start to see it start getting liked, guys? Because if you don't like the live and you're a survivor on the live, it's making the space be put at risk. Thanks, guys, because they're going to be doing what they're doing up already. That's why I'm trying to keep my voice monotone. All right, so, and it's not just him, but it's a lot of young people that are getting, indoctrinated by this very radical concept. So I'm not going to really mention the words. I think we all get what I'm talking about. But this very extreme way of teaching, aka indoctrination in these settings, it's a process by which an individual or group adopts an increasingly extreme religious view, okay? And usually when we see it in because it comes up in many different spheres, it can be like physically, like violent, and there can be like major national security issues when it's taken to that extreme. But at a very low level, hey King Joker, at a very low level, kind of like place-based approach, we can see that there's a spiritual violence that's attached to this, and these type of church cults are destroying and breaking apart communities. All right, young people and vulnerable adults are getting exploited, and actually there's been a case of a young man that's an usher. He's a young vulnerable adult, and he's been an usher in my old cult for years and years, and he's actually gone missing after attending the Catch the Anointing conference, CTO, and we can see them all celebrating and putting up, all of their posts about that. But I haven't seen anything done to raise awareness for the fact that Pablo, as a very vulnerable adult, is missing. And this is the kind of thing that we see time and time again in these environments where people are just getting used to build these empires. They don't actually care. It's so sad. They don't actually care about the safeguarding and the well-being of the people that are attending these spaces. And to be, yeah, he's gone missing, girl. And the thing is, you see someone like this, like, because I've been in there with him, and you know what the ironic thing is, guys? Before he went missing a couple of months ago, he was actually commenting on my posts, like, and coming at me and talking even fecal matter. And I said, I'm not going to respond to you because you're a vulnerable adult, because I know him personally, in it, from the cult. And I was like, this isn't you, this is the cult, because I know him. So, and then someone reached out to me that knows him outside of the church cult setting, and was just basically asking me if I know any more. Now, all I said is, I can tell you about the cult, and I can tell you about, my experience with him in the cult. And it's just crazy that, isn't it ironic that I've put up a post, a very public post about him, and the cult that he was serving in as an usher, I've been there for years and years. They haven't put I haven't seen one post put up, like, on the official website, nothing. So again, we're just a number to them. When you're in these institutions, in these environments, you're just another number. It's like, like how people say, like, don't unalive yourself for your work. Guys, we got to like up the live on TikTok, chair. Because I weren't even going to come on today. So I'm like, it was that a sign, like a feeling. All right, I'm going to give it till about 7:05. And if we don't get over, like, we're not getting over 1K, I'm going to have to go. Because I feel like there's more troll energy than survivor energy. And the thing is, if there's more trolls on than survivors, what I would say is, like Featherstone's Miss CHM Christ First, to come over to YouTube if we're not getting some familiar faces on. So I'll give it another 5 minutes. All right. I just think the aftermath and the after effects of these types of spaces is absolutely detrimental. And still, and since I've heard the news of Pablo, I've just been feeling sick. Like, I just feel so ill. I just hope he's found safely. Hey, Queen Lucia. Oh, it's just been a crazy day, man. I can't even explain it. It's just been a crazy day. I'm just out here trying to survive, man. And even today I was like, oh, should I come on? Should I not? Because I've got nothing to say. One of them days, but my energy levels are so low as well. I need to rest. But when I put out that's why I never put out things saying, oh, I'm going to come or I'll be on at this time. Because, your mental health, you can be fine. And then, like, 10 minutes later, you just don't have any energy. It's been a lot, guys. I just don't want to be talking my business on there. Do you know what I mean? Because until I've processed things, and because I need to process what I'm processing, and then I can say it in such a way. Yeah, do you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to relax and just try to be in a peaceful space. Guys, I think there's a lot going on. Not only in the CC world, but within our world. I feel like there's like a very overwhelming energy where, and let me know if this resonates, guys, because I'm just sharing what I'm going through and thinking, as a collective, are we feeling the same way? So obviously some people won't be, but as much as there's a lot going on that I don't know would be seen as maybe like negative, or I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, at the same time, maybe it's because I'm evolving. That's what you said last time, innit, Lucian? Maybe seeing things from a different perspective, whereas before I would have just completely broken down. But I'm actually taking time to sit back and reflect on things and really work through the process of that. Even in the midst of chaos, if you guys knew what was going on, even in the midst of chaos, There is stillness and peace in the storm. And that's really where I think I'm at the moment. Because if I'm not going to be like this, I'm going to lose my damn mind. And let's get into it. How do these church cults make you lose your mind? All right, so there's various different tactics that they do up when you're in these spaces. Now, you need to remember that people would have come walking through these doors who already have pre-existing mental health conditions, undiagnosed mental health conditions. There's like a heavy history and pattern of ABUSE, and that stems from, SA to physical, to psychological, a lot of neglect, a lot of like rejection, abandonment issues. Another thing that I want to touch on, because I was talking to, I don't know what they're doing in their chair. I was talking to someone yesterday and really breaking down the cult, etc. And then she asked me, I was quite impressed that she asked me this question. She kind of said, is there any kind of like cultural dynamics that make certain groups susceptible? And then I saw that video from that guy, a guy and a girl. And there was a girl that was saying she can't wait to move out of her parents' house, a young girl. She comes from that country. She's the country beginning with A and ending in A. And we've got West, East, North, that diaspora, because they REPORT my life so much, yeah. Anyway, she was just saying that her parents are abusive, narcissist, just going in chair. And I saved the video because I'm going to do a stitch. That's why people like come to these settings and they feel like, oh, it's home, because they think ABUSC is love. They've been ordered around like laves. Like, I ask my kids to help out, especially the older one, yeah. But it's not, I don't put on her like, like doing the whole house chores and then like beating her down and making her feel like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's not what I'm doing up. But a lot of these type of households, they're doing that and they don't realize that they're breaking down their kids. And it's just a lot of trauma that they have to unpack. And guys, you should have seen the comments. There were so many people agreeing that it resonated with. And it started making me think, like, this is why deconstruction around Christianity is so important. And what it is they think it's like a trend. They don't understand that this is like a mass awakening. Like, people, it's not even like people are getting influenced, or these are like realizations. These are awakenings that people are coming to. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because at the end of the day, you've got to deconstruct to understand the holy sacred texts in a certain way. Because if you just dismiss all of the other things surrounding it, and this is factual evidence that we have to consider as well, because then you just become alienated from reality. And that's what they want. That's how they want you to be. They want you to be in the self-sealing system with their rules, under their dictatorship and their tyrannical rule and reign. It's when you break out of that cycle of being controlled, and also it's like a new beginning, a new cycle when you come out. But remember, endings, they seem really sad, but endings can birth like beautiful new beginnings. Like, so many of us, even just the ability to make decisions on our own. Do you know what I mean? And guys, one of your greatest fears when you come out will be like, oh, I'm scared to make the wrong decision, especially, with the added layer of going to HGLL. And people will see that the trauma will resurface at certain times of their life. So they may have the cult thing, but at the back of their mind, be getting along all right in their life. And then they have a relationship breakdown, maybe with a husband, whatever. Hey, black girl mind. And then it just starts that ripple effect. And then it goes section, this, that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they haven't dealt with the trauma. And on the media, the us versus them, as of recently, has been super heartbreaking and triggering. Oh, let me say it again because my connection was unstable. Everything happening on the media, the us versus them of recent, has been super heartbreaking and triggering. Can you give me a little bit more context, my love? Are you talking about the content I've been putting out, or are you talking about this from a global perspective? In what way? Give me a little bit more info, because I could sit here and act like I know what you're talking about and brush you off like most of the mogs and wogs, but I want to. You've taken time out to comment, so I really want to try and understand what it is that you're saying. Did I see Sahara? Hey, Sahara. So there's this process when we come out where, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So then a relationship breakdown starts happening. And then you see like the condemnation starts to come in. Do you know what I mean? The fear of going to HEL. Oh, I've sinned. And this is I'm cursed, and this is why this isn't going good. Do you see how it just starts to sink? Like a normal person, not a normal person, but a person who hadn't been exposed to this environment would maybe get low, maybe get there, but it wouldn't be exasperated to that level where now like we're in psychosis. Do you get what I'm saying? But not only is that person dealing with the breakup, they're dealing with the fact that, oh my gosh, this wouldn't have happened if, I was a cult, and you know what I'm saying? Like it starts to, it can play, literally it starts to play tricks with your mind, because like it's that part of the brain, like when you would deal with trauma or crisis or whatever in a certain way, it's like your safety net has been kind of pulled from up underneath you. It's crazy. Sasha Elise Steps, a lot of influencers being used to sow discord. Yeah, because you know what I think as well, it's like they've always got this historical like beef between the two different faiths, and that's why I don't really get involved in it. Like they want me to talk about the other one so bad and this and that, but it's just like I just don't have time for it, because like religion is religion. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why I don't like it to be like a thing here. I just like it. I only talk about it in context of survivors, because when we start talking about, oh, this one's got this one, that's when we start to get the discord, we start to get the division, we start to get the segregation. And that's just not the frequency that I vibrate on. But let me tell you something. This is a bit of tea, because I was going to cover the story and then I just thought, oh, she's such a MESS. I'm not even going to do it up. I'm not even going to do it up, chair. I'm not. You see, girl like that. I'm not even gonna do it up, man. I'm not even gonna do it up. But I was preying in the comments, yeah, and someone put in the comments that someone said, "I'm convinced every time she's PISSS off with what is it? Is it Crept? Which one is she there with? Which one is she there with? Is it Crept or Conan? Whichever one she there upon, she have baby for." Saying every time she gets PISS off with him, she'll put something like this, like to pee him off. Oh, it's Crept. I was in the cult for 18 years. I just know what they're, but I know that they've got something. What are they? Lewisham, isn't it? Crepton Code. Are they Lewisham? I swear they are. Chair, me chair. Do you know what? This whole thing's just at MESS. But you can see that there's a lot of like, it's like a pressure point, and it's just getting to that point. Do you know what I mean? Because there's so much. It's like a lot of bit back and forth in it on the net, and every day like people are coming out. I think because so many people are coming out and deconstructing and challenging certain. I feel like they're feeling like the need to like defend the faith, because in these spaces, and this is what I'm talking about tonight. In these spaces, the messages are going to start getting more radical, because they're losing members rapidly. So they've got to keep them, especially the ones that are really vulnerable and embedded in it. Where can I listen to your whole testimony? Why, Suziko? Why is it important, or why is it relevant as to whether I attend a church building or not? Yes, and this is the problem. We need to be asking the pastors instead of asking them, going over spiritual. We need to ask them, are they on the offenders list? What is their background and their past? Are they qualified to be speaking on the topic? We need to be asking this kind of question. Because if I tell you that I go to Goobly Gob International, Global, Igor Soren Ministries, Lighthouse, International, Worldwide, Redeemed, Fire Mountain of Pillar Ministries, New Generation, Revival of Revivalist Movement, Circumference. Yes? Ooh, that's good, Joker. Would that make you feel better? Would it make you feel more secure? So if I tell you that that is the ministry, and actually I started there, will it make you want to stay in the live more and continue? Will it change that information? Do you understand? Help me to understand what you are saying. Make it to make sense to me, because I need to understand. And somebody put in the comments, they said, what did they say? I was just gonna say something. You lot, I said, do you know what? You're so lucky that I care about this collect chair. All right. Someone came and said to me, "Oh, he doesn't think I understand the Ghanaian culture." I thought, "Oh, you cheeky sods." Do you know what I mean? That's what we say. Do you understand the culture? Eh? Do you understand? If I say that to you, do you understand the culture? Not saying, oh, look. Not saying that you have to, and the have is in capital. Oh, do you know what? I just also, did I not ask? Wait, oh shit, like girl, you got too much attitude. whether you're a survivor or not, you're gonna have to find another mega church cult survivor that's speaking out like me, giving their life whilst I'm not getting paid to do this, girl. Coming and giving nuggets that you're gonna have to find somewhere else. Yeah, you gonna have to go somewhere else, sweetie. You got you got you gonna have to go somewhere else. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? If you think I'm gonna be having the disrespect, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like in my channel, oh God, that I built from the ground up, and YouTube is hard. No, babe. Do you know what I mean? Baby, you're getting put in time out. Go and face the wall. You gotta learn today. I'm not doing that with y'all. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm so sensitive. I'm so sensitive to your beautiful commentaries and Christian love. Do you know what I'm saying? That Queen Lucia, take care of that for me, please. I'm so, versed. I'm so happy to be a Christian, and I just love all of the Christian gal them. Oh my God. I just love them so much, man. And I know that y'all's favorite fruits are bananas. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say, I can see there's a few in the comments. So, it's really important. It's really important to make sure that you get your fruit for the day. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that will make you grumpy. All right. So this is why we're seeing more of a RADICAL approach in these settings, because now that they're losing members, and actually Joker said that more people have left from his branch, and so that is lining up with what my moles are telling me as well, which is crazy, because it's good to have someone else. Oh yeah, the vitamin D. Yeah, we need to make sure that they get the vitamin D as well. That's so important. It's so important, yeah. All right, so I don't even know if I can say the word that I want to speak about on here, because they're always reporting it up, but so I don't even know how to speak about. Okay, let's talk about extremist ideologies. Okay, so when they have these ideologies, it involves embracing views that are considered far outside of mainstream society. And I want to say here, because I don't like the way this is written. Sorry, guys. Look at me saying I don't like the way that AI ChatGPT is written it. No, but big up ChatGPT, man. Because I was having a powerful time with ChatGPT yesterday evening. If you lot aren't doing up ChatGPT, you better get to know, boy. You lot better get your little cocktail can from Lidl for $1.99, yeah, and be doing up ChatGPT in the evening. ChatGPT is saving a generation. Are you having enough? That's why they're so angry. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like ChatGPT will never be able to replace God, because even with ChatGPT, there's still answers that you're gonna have, but it's like the personal prophet. That like the false prophets try and be like that, like give all the answer for everything and be your personal prophet. And do you know what I mean? So that's why anything that's like that threatens their systems, information control, behavior control, thought control, emotional control, bite model, Stephen Hassan, anything that comes to like threaten those elements, it's the devil, it's a demon, it's a dog, it's a that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's the route they go down. And you have to add into this that they are in spiritual psychotic. They're in spiritual psychosis. And what else was I going to say as well? And they're in a cognitive dissonant state like 90% of the time. Like, have you not seen the most recent video I put up of Stepsies with that guy? I think the guy's name's Reality. I just have to remember how young these guys, you know what I mean? It's like I can't believe this world I've been brought into. It's guys that, like, and I love it. I love it here. I love Christendom. I'm happy to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild, yeah. I'm just like, raw. And this is the thing, guys. Like, people don't understand that the most like scandalous things happen in these spaces. And I think it's because they're trying so hard to like be someone else, because there's a lot of like acting in there, there's a lot of masks on. So on the, because everything's about the exterior, like the external. There could be a gal doing up the most, but if she's coming to the settings and she's coming to all the meetings and she's serving in the ministry, like, you know, like ticking all the boxes, then when it comes out, it's like, oh my God, this is happened on the devil. Do you see how the accountability that it's like, guys, isn't it so much easier to like, but that's what makes someone look insane, you know, when it's like the lack of accountability, because that's where it's like the delulu comes into it. And that is definitely the vibe there. There's a lot of delusion. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? Because remember the cult, and guys, this is going to be a quick live tonight because I feel so ill. I think I'm coming down with something, and I just feel so sick. Oh, hey, Uncle Robs. Oh, I'm so glad that you caught me, Jam. How are you doing? I'm gonna have some content coming out about UCKG. There was enough, guys. There's so much content coming out. I can't even keep up. I'm gonna have to close this window, Jam. I feel so unwell. Is anyone else feeling like sicky? Anyway, I'm going off the point. So there's a mixture of tactics that are used, and it makes it really, really difficult to identify, evening, to identify when they're doing up high control. And again, I'm going to go back to like, you know, cultural circumstances. Maybe you grew up in a really strict household where it was run more like an army and more militant. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you go into these environments that are really controlled, you're not even noticing that something's wrong. On the other end of the spectrum of that, you might have come from a very liberal, do you know what I mean? Really free spirited kind of home where you didn't really have much discipline. Or maybe you came from a single parent home and you've got father wounds and never had that experience of a father telling you, you can't wear that, you can't go out. So you see someone who come from more of a secure background, they'd be like, well, this is a bit weird. This is a bit controlling. Not even my dad speak to me like this. But when there's been an absence of a father, if the pastor's saying, give me your phone because you shouldn't be, you know, having a boyfriend outside of the cult or whatever it is, confiscating phones, you know, mystical manipulation, saying their private business from the pulpit, whatever it is, telling them to take down certain photos of social media, because it's not what's the word, glorifying God, you know, making comments on her outfits, you know, like things like that, just like going into that really kind of like inappropriate realm. It's easier for them to manipulate and for that environment to feel like home, because then you're like, oh my gosh, this is what it feels like to have a dad. Oh, he's doing this because he loves me. He's doing this. He's doing this because he's been a father, or she's doing this because she's been a mother. Because I need to remember that some people didn't have spiritual fathers; they had spirit. Because some people might even have been closer to the pastor's wife. Because I've got a lot of survivors like that. Do you know what I mean? Especially female ones who have like mother wounds or got brought up in, not even like they had a bad relationship with their mum, but everybody kind of goes through that phase in their teens, and then they kind of, you know, learn to, unless it's a toxic situation or your mum's a narcissist, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But you know, like that teenage years and whatever, and then you kind of realize as you get older that your mum tried their best, blah blah blah. But that's when they recruit them before they can see it. So their last memory of their parent or whatever is when they got recruited, and that's really unfair. Because some parents, hey Queen Ange, who's that? Hey Blackheart. Because some people, do you know what I'm saying? They might have had their child young, and then they go on to like change their life, maybe like go, you know, uni, help their community, I don't know, like do up, you know, like amazing things. But it's like they just can't see it because they're still in, you know, like 2014 when mummy was, you know, still trying to rebuild her life. I don't know. It's so unfortunate because remember, time stands still for them, and then time and life moves on for everybody else. So that's what the really heartbreaking part of it is when you come out, because you can't even like go. Sometimes people are lucky to like rekindle with other people, but other people have moved on with their life. Do you know what I mean? Like they're married with kids, they've moved abroad, they've started new lives, and it's like you're just, oh, thank you, and you're just in this. place of nowhere, no man's land. And you got to build everything from the scratch up. That's why I won't have anyone coming on my social media and disrespecting me. Sorry, babe. You're gonna have to take a hike, because not only have I rebuilt myself and my life and done up my weight transformation and done up whatever, but that was from stress. But Chair, I'm not gonna lie, Chair. A lot of survivors have been messaging me about my weight loss, this, that, and the full comments aren't coming through, guys. I don't know why, Chair. And then I've built all my social media accounts from zero, from the ground up. I'm not calling on no one's name, babe. You know what I mean? I haven't come on there to be fake to get views. I'm not using rage bait. Do you know what I mean? I'm calling out the people that are doing up rage bait and clout chasing and exploiting people for their talents and their get. That's what I'm doing up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone has a million and one things that they could be doing, right? But that's what they want to do. They want to break us down and make us feel like nothing. Guys, who you are, honestly, like, it's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. And that's why they come in and it's like they infiltrate your mind. Like they do you know what it is? Like in the spiritual realm, if you imagine, yeah, there's like crimes. Like one of the ones is like you can't take away someone's free will, I believe. Like, control them. And I learned this from Dag. Heward Mills. And you can't like infiltrate someone's mind, so imprison their mind. And these spaces have broken all the laws. So that's what I mean by judgment, because they just throw it around here and there. Do you know what I mean? Like, the most they can do up is an egg and a bowl of straw. All right. But what I'm talking about is the actual judgment of the Lord that comes upon them based on their words. Yeah. All right. So that's what I'm doing up, because they're enforcing their own laws and rules, and they're manipulating energy. And that's really what I think I want to verse myself in, energy. I really want to try and understand more about like energetic fields, like in the physics of it, like the sacred science. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what was I talking about on my chat GB? Oh yeah, sacred technology, B. That's what I'm talking about, yeah. The sacred technology chair. That's what I'm on. Sacred geometry, sacred technology, the physics, energy. I really want to understand it. I really want to get it, so that, you know, when the time comes and I'm doing more like talking stuff and all of that, I really want to be able to go into the metaphysics. And also, another thing that I would love to do is to actually use my voice to put people into that trance-like state through, because obviously I've obviously coined the term mystical manipulation, but the beauty of it is because God will equip you. Everything you need is inside of you. So I can actually, you know, put people under. I can actually manipulate the energy as I'm doing it, like I would have in these settings. Manipulate people's, you know, emotions, change the vibration and frequency of it, just like I was taught to inside the big old house. I'll come and I can show people. I can be speaking and just break out into, you know, a spirit moving healing ministration song, and then show people how I would then take their money, yeah, through the whole manipulation of that whole show. And I don't know if you've seen the content that I've been putting out. Thanks for liking up the live, guys. I don't know if you've been seeing the content that I've been putting out about, this was just a random mog that I saw on my FYP. Guys, I had to start getting through the content. I've been in tunnel mode, because you see, when I'm not like severely depressed and I can get the content out, that's when I just need to be like, I'm like, all I'm doing is the content. I'm not even sleeping, eating, drink. I'm just doing content, because once I'm in that mode, I have to do it then, because I don't know how I'm going to be tomorrow, the day. It's mad. But again, I'm beginning to learn to know myself, and learning, I think, to just function, because I don't want to say survive anymore. I'm trying to, I really want to try and come out of survival and start coming. And that's got nothing to do with, you know, again, like, you know, the 3D, like physical things, tangible. Again, it's like that state of mind, because life is a roller coaster. Someone can have all the money in the world. Oh, thanks, Queen Inez. Everyone can have all the money in the world, yeah. But if they don't have their health, they don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, so much stuff can happen. So, you know, just knowing that through it all, whether I get ill, whatever comes my way, whatever it is, hey, Queen, you know, I am learning these spiritual practices and to be content within. And then also to be grateful. I think God's been teaching me a lot of lessons in gratefulness. I think that I've been quite an ungrateful person. Guys, I don't think you understand. Thanks, Queen Innes, for me to be saying that, because I've been a spoiled brat historically. For me to say that is a huge thing for me. Because a lot of people have said, "Oh, Leah, you were spoiled brat," and I've just been, oh, whatever. But that's actually a realization that I've come to, and God has been taking me through. Because now when things happen, because something happened the other day, and I was like, it was like God's way of telling me, like, don't go here. Like, all of the roads are cut off. And it's like I forced it. I wasn't even taking time to sit and think. So again, I'm starting to almost understand the movement. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is, a movement of life. I don't know. But taking time to reflect, because what it is the way they've indoctrinated us and the way they've made society is like we're like rats, like on the rat race, like blah, blah, blah. So that's why we don't have time to think. Like, people get into things. It's that, like, you know, people are in this energy because they're going out on the roads and they're angry. I think I'm just learning to just take this step back and rather just and listen, be still and listen, because I think in mastering that spiritual practice, I think it will save me from so many dangers, because they think it's about, you know, Jabba and cursing and all that, but that ain't what it's about. Yeah, real spiritual power comes with like your ability to control your anger, your temperament, having character. That's what I'm realizing. So now, like, I'm really trying with my anger. I'm really trying. Oh, thanks, Esther. And that's without ADHD medication, because I know I got ADHD, but I'm trying. I don't know how. And every day, you know, I mess up. There might be a little bump in the road. Oh, thanks, Esther, but I'm learning. Do you know what I'm saying? That rather than beating myself down, because that's what they want you to do. That's like the old way of doing things from the cult, yeah. So now what I'm doing is rather like, what lessons can I learn from this experience? Because I can't change it. That has already happened. Like, if I'm going to be beating myself down, and then it's like going into that pit of depression to the point where I'm like, I can't do it anymore. Thanks, Esther. So when I'm trying to, like, oh, I don't even know how to explain it, guys. It's like, you know what I mean? Just ride on the waves. I don't mean, I know. But I think that, again, there needs to be a lot of time with self, a lot of time listening, hearing. In these spaces, there's no hearing. There's a lot of talking at you. There's no time to process. There's no time to reflect. What these spaces are really good at doing is talking the talk, but not walking the walk. So they'll sit there and do a podcast for 2 hours talking about why we need to reflect and not incorporate it, not understand how it's done, just be sick, because they're very good at word salad. That's what they're good at. They're actors. Do you know what I mean? Like salesmen. So this is the kind of stuff that they do, and then practically there's no implementation. So for me, like, I can sit here and talk like that. I'm not running a church. I'm not on the ground. I'm not out there recruiting. I'm not getting paid by people's tithes and their pennies. That's not what I'm on. Do you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately for y'all, that's why it's like, y'all ain't gonna believe me. I've got no. What am I getting out of this? It's the people them that you're with. They're the biased ones. But do you know what? You don't see it like that when you're in there, because there's no logical and critical thinking. So, you know, today I was watching Erica Badu live, yeah, and I was just looking at it and I was thinking, oh my gosh, you know, for a minute it just dawned upon me, because you know me, IDGF, I don't care. I don't care what they think about me. I don't care. I couldn't care less. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't care less. But for a brief moment, I don't know, it was like God allowed me to see it, like how they view me. Do you understand what I mean? For that brief moment, I was like, woo, chair. Because you see, when you come out and like you see things in a certain way, you just see it's actually laughable. Like, you know what goes on in there, like the power that they think they have and the things that they think is demons and witchcraft. And it's just not. It's so funny, man. So that's why, for me personally, like, the longer I'm out and the more I see as the time goes on, I'm like, nah, man, there's no truth in this. And I'm not talking about Christ. I'm not talking about the words of Christ. I'm talking about the institution. I'm talking about the way that they do it. I'm talking about the coercive control, the way they're telling people they'll go to HLL if they don't pay their tithe, that people who pay their tithe are going to be rich and people who don't pay their tithe are going to be poor. Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of thing, like indoctrinating people to think that they're going to rob God. So they're not giving to God freely. There's no blessing in that. People are giving out of fear. Do you know, yeah, the story of the widow's mite, yeah, was about, thanks for the follow, Shireen. The story of the widow's mite was again about the heart and the intention, because remember, God doesn't understand like money and currencies. It's only the mogs and the wogs that care about, you know, the amount, because they'll be saying 2,000, 1,000, or if you don't give to God, you will have less on the other side. Yeah, it's a lot of manipulation as well, isn't it, babe? Like, do you know what they used to say to us? They were like, you never know when you're out there saving souls. It could be another brick that's getting added to your mansion in heaven. You know, like now you can look back and laugh, you know, like have a little giggle. But at the time, I was really out there believing it. You know what I mean? And they said it's like a fairy tale. Guys, you know what? I can't even do it. Ciao, guys. I'm so happy that I'm so happy that I've got Captain Morgan tonight. Thanks, Queen Nance. Queen Nance, are you going to visit Captain Morgan tonight? Yeah. You know the man them from the studio that I was in that time. You know, when I came out of the cult, they put me on, man. You know, the man them, they helped me to survive in this season. I mean, it's taken. I feel like my life's come back round full circle. You're so funny, Chair. It's like it's come back full cycle. I don't even know how to explain. Guys, I don't know. Is anyone else feel like they're bugging out and like just reflecting on, like, I don't want to say your whole life, but just more like, I don't even know what I'm trying to do up, man. But all I know is I'm gonna get through this season, man. I'm hoping, guys, this month you're just gonna see me looking like I have no abode. Oh, okay, all right. So I'm not. It's not just me. This month you're gonna be seeing me like I've got I've got no abode until August. Oh, hey, Queen J. Thanks for the roses, girl. Life is heavy these days. Everyone is feeling it. Yeah, man. Guys, I'm staying in my yard. No one's gonna. Guys, I'm staying in my yard. No one's seeing me, Chair. There's something in the air. I'm not feeling the energy. I'm not feeling the energy. Like, even these next couple of days, I think I just want to cleanse my home, like cleanse myself. I don't know. I need to go into like some deep prayer, man. And also, I just need to send something their way, you know. You know, these guys because I feel like they've been trying to send stuff my way, man. You know me, I'm not really into spiritual warfare, innit? Because I just feel like God's gonna move on my behalf unless I need to get involved. Oh my God, did you? What happened, girl? Freaking hell, man. This is a lot of stuff that's happening with accident. That's what I'm saying. This stuff's in the air. Oh my God. I think God is coming back. See, oh no. No, Nance, don't do up that on hair, girl. We have to allow Nancy though, man, because Nancy's like a proper so many gen survivors. No, girl. We can't be doing up. We can't be doing up that. That's triggering. Jesus is coming soon and all that. Woo! No, girl. Do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to be free. I'm just trying to live my life. Yeah. I'm just trying to have a little bit of, do you know what I mean? Because that's sort of rhetoric. It drives people crazy. I'm not doing that there. My friend Jex was harassed by Caris members in public. Yeah, Jex is part of the collective. I haven't met her yet, but she's part of the collective from First Love Aston, and I love her content. Honestly, I'm so happy that someone's speaking out, man, especially from that branch, because there's been so much ABUSE that's happened there. But it's a lot to carry. The weight of that is a lot to carry for someone. Do you understand what I'm saying? Especially like what was going on in there. It was really bad because her pastor got moved to Ghana because he was with the TSA jail and other women in the cot. She's such a queen though. And you know, one of the things I think out of everything with her content was the fact that I was just looking at her and I was just thinking, oh my God, like this is such a young woman, like, you know, because her face looks so young. But it's like these first lovers that, because she's saying I was an ex-first love leader, and this is she's still young, Chair. She'll still be considered as a young person. Thanks, Queen J. Are you getting it? Oh, hey, sis, I love you. Are you getting it? So when did they recruit my girl? In her early teens? And that's what they do. They put them in these leadership positions. And you know, just from Jex's content, and you know, because she's quite young, but there's a maturity, there's a wisdom. They love the young people like that. You know, the ones who have that older vibe. Do you know what I'm saying? So you've got like the youth, but they're very hardworking and they're chair. I'm telling you, man, they're getting exposed. But yeah, Karis have been everywhere. Apparently, there was over 300 of them. Because when she was putting the content out, I was like, oh, I know they're around. But it was when I started putting, because I think she was just, it was so traumatic. I think she was trying to film it, but it was a lot. Hey, Tasia, it was a lot. And I could see the trauma in her face. It's so, because people don't realize how triggering and traumatic it is. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like all of the memories that just the t-shirt. Some Kara survivor put in the comments that the t-shirt gives me PTSD. Listen, that's what I wanted to say as well. If anyone has any of their spare t-shirts from their church cult, especially Karis, and especially First Love, if you've got your evangelical t-shirts, yeah, I don't care what size you are. If it's a size 6, I'll make it work. If it's a size 20, I'll make it work. If it's a size 12, I'll make it work. If it's a size XXL, I'll make it work. If it's a size XXXS, I'll make it work. Whatever the size of the top is, I will make it work. So, hey, girl, I just want to sit here like, you know, guys, when I tell you, because I had this little fake walk-in wardrobe in my old house that I made, and the whole shelf there, I wish my sister was still on here. It was just all of the tops. It was all of the top. But obviously you don't want anything. You just throw everything away because you're like, yeah, you just want to forget it. Remember I said it's like that guy that you lost your V with, and then everyone like starts to admit it, like remind you about the guy like years later, and you're like embarrassed. You're like, yeah, I was like 15, man. Why are you bringing that up? You know, that's why that trend was so funny, you know, when then people were saying like their mom's boyfriend from like 17. They're like, oh, where did you get that name from? It just brings that memory like, chair. We're not trying to go back there. We're not trying to remember there. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? That's the vibe it gives. That's what, but you know what? I think I'm processing everything late. I think just because of the neurological damage and trauma that is done up in there for 18 years. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I get now, because I never felt ashamed. I never felt shame or nothing before. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I was just like really proud to be a survivor, like this, that, and the third. But the more I'm diving into it and the more I'm healing and I'm just listening to the human fecal matter, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, you know, but guys, we have to remember that these were really traumatic times in our lives. Do you get what I'm saying? And it is when you hit rock bottom that you will find yourself in these institutions and spaces. All right, guys, I did say that I was just going to do a quick one, but guys, it's been nearly 50 minutes. I feel like it's gone fast. Do you know why? Because I don't want to overdo it. Because, oh yeah, let me quickly talk about what I'm trying to do up for this month. Yeah. But I think because we're at the end of August, the end of July, I just feel like let's just start it fresh in August. But I want to start to build the momentum. I'm going to start talking about like, you know, why it's important for survivors to speak their truth, like how it sets them free, this, that, and the third. I'm going to start doing I want to do some edification, hopefully to stir up the survivors to speak it. But so basically in the work that I do, yeah, because I've worked with, you know, marginalized young people who have faced systemic violence all throughout my career. Do you know, the best thing, thanks Faith, the best thing that happened to me was getting close buddies with ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT is my BFF. You know, I'm remembering all of the concepts and key theories that are coming back to me into my professional space. So systemic violence. And so, you know, now I've forgotten what I was talking about. Guys, what was I even saying, Chair? I was talking about ChatGPT. That's how you know I'm tired. Oh, I can't remember. All right, if no one remembers. Oh, yeah. So in the work that I do, it's about amplifying the voices of young people. And the last position was violence affecting young people. And it was enabling and amplifying those voices of young people that had been through, you know, like deprivation or gang violence or whatever it was, and hearing their stories, giving them a space to speak their truth. So yeah, it definitely is, girl. All aboard. So what I want to do in the month of August is a whole month of amplifying the voices of survivors. That can be done anonymously in a way where I can anonymize people's voices. I can do up videos, like we can do like because now I've got Lucia. I know Lucia's gonna be. She's like me. She's up for anything. If I say Lucia, I want to try and build a rocket. Do you get what I'm saying? She gonna be Arnie. So she's like me, up for fun, up for trying new things. So I want to try, like, like having shadows, like your face not be seen. There's a lot of different things that we can do. I can also speak on your behalf. I can speak your truth and conceal certain identities and stories, places and spaces, so that we can just get the information out there. Because this summer is going to get more triggering, guys. It's going to get heightened because from August until September, this is their busiest time of the year. They're going to be out in the streets, trying to recruit. They're going to be out in these jumpers. So I want to do something to take our power back in the summer. Do you understand what I am going to be saying to survivors? If you feel confident enough, film them, record them, let's get the content, send it to me, let's expose it, man. Let's fight back. Let's take our power back and let's amplify our voices. Let's expose these church cults and let's let people know exactly what's going on behind closed doors, exactly what's going on behind the smoke, lights, cameras, and all of the mirrors that they're doing up. Let's expose the darkness behind the fake facade that they display. That's what I'm on. So I think the next couple of days is going to be really about empowering ourselves as survivors. And guys, I know it's hard at the moment because we are going through so much as well, and there's so much going on around us. But I think as we take our power back to start speaking our truth, I think this is going to help us to get through the trauma of what this season means. Also, because there are more people speaking out, there is going to be like a heavier defense that they're going to be trying to do up. And you've got to remember, they're very good at mobilization. So everything's like, because remember, they're like 100 years behind. So now everything's like social media, yeah. But they're still like very much about like mobilization, getting the people out, the power in the numbers, being physically. They'll see that that's not the new way of doing things, but regardless, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what they're doing up, that's what they're trying to show. And I know because David incorporates like Dag's doctrine as an actual blueprint, they are trying to go harder and they are trying to show that they are strong and the ministry is doing well. It's all smoke and mirrors, because everything's about reputation. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like these CCs, it's like very much like, like that guy that don't really have anything, but he has like this really expensive car, but then he's got nowhere to live. It's like the priorities are all wrong. It's how things look, and that's why so many people are slipping through the net, going under the radar, getting ABUSC'd, going through all of these things, because there's no genuinity for people's well-being, welfare, and care. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's why we've got Pablo missing, and they've got accounts with hundreds of thousands of people, so thousands of people where they could be putting up that guy's picture to help find him, and he comes into your setting and serves as an usher. He's been there for years, probably over 7 years now, and you don't put up anything. And here I am, the DEVIL, the this, the that, and the first, and I'm posting my man. And he was beefing me on the internet because of this cult. That's how they'll make that. Do you know what they're like? You see, like when that woman said, what was her name? Is it Collar? What did she say? A man will leave you in a desert without water. Oh, yeah. These CCs, oh my gosh, these religious organizations, these wogs and these monks will leave you in the desert without water. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye, guys. I might be back on later, but I'm tired, guys. It will most likely be, I've got so much stuff I'm trying to sort out at the moment, and it's just been one thing after another. I know we're all feeling that, especially if I need to get back to you guys. Just give me a couple of days. I just need to process what's going on. It's absolutely wild. But like, if you knew, oh my gosh, like she's still coming on doing this, yeah, because I'm committed, man. I said, no, man, I've made a commitment to myself and others, and I don't know what's going on with this head wrap. I want to honor that commitment. Yeah. All right, guys. So if you don't see me tonight, you'll see me tomorrow. I'll try and get some content on. Love y'all, TikTok. Bye. All right, I'm going to say bye to Instagram. No, YouTube. Let me say bye to y'all because I look a mess. Bye, YouTube. Love y'all. I'll be back. I'll see you. Insta, I'm going to say bye.